Hello, my name is Ryan Ashcraft, and this is my wife, Lauren. We are missionaries to Central America. I would like to thank you for this opportunity to present our ministry to you. There are 3 things I would like to talk to you about today. First of all, the past. My grandfather, Dr. L.H. Ashcraft, went to Mexico in the 1960s with his wife and kids, a clear calling from God, his King James Bible, and a Spanish-English dictionary. My grandfather was a missionary. My parents, aunts, and uncles are missionaries. I have 10 cousins in full-time service throughout the United States, Mexico, Central America, and the Ukraine. My brother and I are also third-generation missionaries. This is where I grew up, in the middle of the Chihuahuan Desert in Mexico. As long as I can remember, I have been involved in mission work. In the summer of 2004, I was a director of evangelistic outreach for LaFay Ministries. During that time, we were able to see over 2,000 people saved. In 2006, while working for my brother Randy at LaFay Ministries, I met an angel. Lauren came down in one of the summer groups with her church, and from the first day I saw her, I was hooked. The more we came to know one another, the more we came to realize that God had placed the same desires in our hearts. As our relationship began to grow in the summer of 2007, Lauren was able to assist us in an evangelistic outreach and medical campaign in Parral, Mexico. It was during that trip that I asked her to marry me in the same town that we met. In December of 2007, Lauren graduated magna cum laude from the University of South Carolina, Aiken, and is now a registered nurse. January 5, 2008, Lauren and I were married. Lauren and I are continuing to raise our support. It is the only thing holding us back from going to the field. As we raise our support, we are able to take church groups on small survey trips to Central America so they can see a little bit of what our ministry will be like. Although you may not know the language, you can still help by smiling, giving away tracts in John and Romans, giving away balloons, helping in our puppet program, or we can teach you how to be a Christian clown. Just this summer, I was able to take a group on a 5-day tour of southern Mexico, Guatemala, and El Salvador. I preached 8 times in 4 days. We held 5 open-air meetings in rural villages. We just invited people to come get free balloons, gospel tracts, and see a magician. They had no idea that after a few gospel magic tricks teaching them about our Savior, that I was going to preach. Many of the people that we were able to reach on this trip had never heard the gospel before. It was amazing to see their faces change as we sang and played with them to when they heard about Jesus and what He did on the cross and why He did it. To see someone raise their hand wanting to know more about salvation and then see them pray the sinner's prayer asking Jesus into their heart. God blessed our efforts with over 200 people saved in just 5 days. He is truly blessing our ministry now. Why do I say we are missionaries to Central America? Lauren and I are going to be based in El Salvador, but we will be working in southern Mexico, Guatemala, and Honduras. We can be in any of these countries in about 4 hours. I routinely travel 8 or 9 hours finding rural villages that no one has been to before. No Catholics, Jehovah's Witness, Buddhist, or Baptist for that matter. God has called Lauren and myself to Central America. We plan on going to places that might be hard to get to, but it is so important because there are still people in this world who have never heard the gospel. We plan on reaching these people. We have the language skills, we know the culture, we know the people. We have been here for 3 generations. We have a clear calling from God on our lives. We are the Ashcrafts, missionaries to Central America. Will you send us?